Coach, coming off of a close loss against Georgia College, your thoughts on the game?
It's tough. I was just telling our guys the mark of an immature team is only being able to play one half of basketball. And it's kind of been our MO all year. We've really started strong in the first half, and then second half we allowed teams to get back in. This time it's, we started weak in the first half, and in the second half we did things we needed to do to be successful. So, some young guys, some new guys are going through some growing pains. We're going through some growing pains, and it's not too dissimilar from a lot of teams in the country right now that didn't have a full preseason. Those things that you learn in November and December about your team, we're learning right now in the middle of Peach Belt play. So I'm not upset with the amount of fight we had in the second half. I thought we fought to the very end, which I was very proud of. I was more upset with our effort in the first half.
Third game that you guys have had a really close battle. You fought hard at the end. Where do you feel like you need to improve the most as a team down the stretch to come out with a win?
Got to be able to string together stops. We have not. Tonight, I think, like I said, in the second half, we did statistically the things we needed to be successful defensively. But in the past, it's been maintaining a lead, and now we are climbing back from a lead. So we're kind of getting both ends of the spectrum right now. The things we need to do, once again, guys are thrust in situations that, we weren't expecting them to be in, at this point in the year, but what I really hope and what our staff hopes and what our team hopes is these guys are learning from the situation. That way when we become kind of whole again, those guys will be a little more confident. We talked about confidence in general. We can't make 10 threes and Ratliff make 6 of them. It's just guys are getting in the gym, but they're just not going in right now, and I think that's affecting some of their mentalities when it comes to defense and rebounding.
What do you think is leading to some of these free throw struggles that we've seen in the last few games?
It's Spence and Tez are both good shooters. Spence knocked in 2 mid-range jump shots today, and Spence and they both get in the gym and shoot it. I was a terrible free throw shooter in college, and I worked my tail off at it. So, I know a lot of those misses came from them. It's just one of those things that right now mentally I think it's a confidence issue, but like we preached, get in the gym, keep getting the shots up, keep getting the work in, and eventually they'll start going in a little bit more consistently.
After the Flagler game, big talking point was the turnovers. Today you limit those to 6 turnovers and 9 assists. Is that more of what you expect from your team?
Yeah, I said, eventually when we actually put together a whole game, we might be pretty good because, we got the assists this time. We didn't get the defense and rebounding, but we got the defense and rebounding. So anyway, but once again, inconsistency is a mark of a new and young and team that's still trying to figure that part out. So I was very proud of how we handled the basketball. Now, Georgia College isn't exactly like a pressure defensive team, but as far as being cognizant and aware of handling the basketball and executing offensively, I thought we actually got some pretty good shots. I thought we got the ball inside when we needed to and did some things good on that mark. But, it's all a growing process. So once we piece together almost the full game, I think we have a chance to be pretty good, but it's just slow going right now.
After the last game, you also talked a bit about Trent mentally staying strong. How do you feel like he responded today after the Flagler game?
Other than the turnover down the stretch there where he traveled, I thought he did a pretty good job. Once again, it's a freshman. I remember when we started, David Strother and Tyrell Kirk, those guys had a Brandon Watts and a Nigel Grant, 2 very strong personalities, and Micah Kinsey, who was an elder statesman off the bench. So they had a little bit more of a cushion. In case they were exposed, they have a little bit more able to be caught. Right now with Tyrell not here, it's a little more difficult for those guys because there's no really safety net. It's pretty much throw them to the wolves, and then you guys got to figure it out because we really don't have anybody else to bring in and release you. So once again, I'm trying to maintain positive COVID season that down the stretch these guys are learning a lot. That way, and I told them this, whether our best basketball is today or it's going to be next week or 2 weeks or a month or whatever the case may be, our best basketball is way ahead of us with this team.
Georgia College, number 1 defense statistically in the conference. Was it their defense that caused you guys to struggle shooting the ball up to about 40% or so? Or was it just not making shots?
It was funny is that's exactly what we practiced the last 2 days. So, and we shot the heck out of it in practice. So yeah, we try to warn him. Coach Gaines is a strategery. He's all over the place with things that he does, and we knew that he was going to play off a majority of our guys and give them essentially open looks from perimeter. And I was part of a team last year that lost a game at Georgia College. It's exactly what happened. We started thinking about it too much. We started missing shots. So we thought maybe if we practiced it a little bit more, those guys, confidence-wise, seeing it go in practice would translate to the game. And obviously, it didn't work. And I think a lot of that has to do, once again, seasoned guys that never been in this situation before, guys that are shocked when there's nobody really contesting your shot. but that's what they do, and we talked about it, we warned them about it, and obviously we just weren't able to execute the game plan on that end.
And defensively, you had 3 possessions in the last 6-7 minutes or so that they hit a shot right at the end of the shot clock. How frustrating is that to have played good 30 seconds of good defense?
Yeah.
A couple of them weren't even good shots, but
No.
they just happened to go in.
It's the game of basketball. It's what keeps it entertaining. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why we do what we do. Wesley Simpson comes into the game shooting, I think, below 33%, and he shot the heck out of it and hit an NBA range 3. And, I forgot that Brandon Thomas came in the game shooting 12% and shot the heck out of it, And other teams in the scouting reports that they've done basically let him shoot. And he decided that the Braves were the good people. And once again, we talked about this, that we built a legacy here. We have a rep. We've pretty much been cock of the walk of this league for the last 7 years. So when they come see the Braves, those guys that aren't making shots or aren't making plays are going to make plays and going to make shots. It's just part of the having that target on your back, if you will. And, with a combination of that, with being a really youthful team right now and a lot of new guys, without an elder statesman kind of running the show, I think it's it's a combination of both. But being the optimist that I am, I really think that if we can take these games and we can grow from it and we can come whole again, I think that's going to be more beneficial for our team in the future. And like I said, I think our best basketball is ahead of us, but the worst thing that we can do is come apart. We need to stay together. We need to keep growing, keep learning, and keep improving.
And using the word you just used, optimist, is there, some optimism about how you guys did play the last couple minutes, even though you fell 1 point short? But in that, Trent hit a couple threes, Jordan hit a couple threes. They did what they had to do. The hole was a little bit too big.
Yeah, like I said, it goes back to, a mark of a mature team is consistency in play, and we're really inconsistent right now, whether it's first half or second half. So it's a learning process, and these guys being able to see the benefits of doing essentially Braves basketball. Hopefully we'll continue to learn. We'll watch the film, we'll grow from it, and then, we got 3 games in a row on the road. So, the best thing we can do is just keep improving. Eventually, the plays, the threes, the assists, they'll all start turning our way the more work you put in.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.